Snazzy day, everyone. So today we're going to look at the patterns of major and minor chords on the bass clef for flats and sharps. So basically, a lot of people have probably figured out that if you were to take a minor chord on the treble clef, right? So let's do A minor and read it on the bass clef instead of the treble clef, we would get its major, right? For C major. Instead of A minor, right? However, what a lot of people may not know is that if we were to take a minor chord with, let's say, sharps in it, so for example, E minor, which has one sharp in it, right? And read this upside down on the bass clef, it will be its major chord with the same amount of flats, so one flat instead of one sharp, right? So this would be F major instead. So if we were to change this to the upside down one with the one flat, FAC for F major, right? But it gets even better than that. So not only that, but if we were to take back to our E minor with the one sharp, if we were to add a fourth note to it, so for the minor seventh, which would be note D, right? And read that upside down, it's going to become the minor chord with one flat. So for F major, we would have D minor with one flat, right? So check it out. We would change this instead of one sharp to one flat, and we have D, F, A, C for D minor, right? But there's even more. Hold on. Okay, so let's do a minor chord with flats instead, right? So let's do the one with two flats. So G minor, which would be G, B flat, and then D, right? So not only can you read the notes upside down, but the flats, if you were to read the flats as sharps and the sharps as flats, they would actually match or match up. So basically, G minor with two flats would turn into the major with two sharps, right? Which would be D major. D, F sharp, and A are the notes in D major, right? So let's change this to have a key signature of two sharps instead of two flats. And we change this bad boy into a sharp instead of a flat, right? And we get rid of that. So what do we have? D, F sharp, and then A for D major, right? However, let's add more to it. So the minor seventh for G minor would be the note F added, right? So let's add the F there. Back to our one flat. So this would be B flat. Right? So that's our G minor seventh. Read it upside down, it's going to become the minor seventh with two sharps in it. So that would be B minor, right? B, D, F sharp, and A for B minor. So let's change this back over. We change that sharp, or flat, into the sharp, right? So it would be B, D, F sharp, and then A, right? And turn it back around just for reference. G, this would be a flat, B flat, D, and F. So this pattern would work for any set of minor chord, and then the major with the same amount of flats as our sharps for 7 sharps and 7 flats, or, 4 sharps, 4 flats, or 0 and 0. It'd work for any set of chords like that. So a minor chord with flats turns into the major triad chord with sharps, with the same number of sharps in its key signature, and then the minor seventh with sharps if there's 4 notes in the chord. And then, of course, vice versa. So there you go. Have a snazzy dandy one, everyone.